Good morning. Today we are in Siem Reap and we are going to see the Tonle Sap Lake. Hope you enjoy the video. Please like and subscribe as usual and click on the bell. What an absolutely beautiful day here in Siem Reap. Not a cloud in the sky, temperature's about 28 degrees. Got shorts and t-shirt on, riding a bike with my son. What could be better than this? Quite excited for today. I've not been to where we're going, to the Tonle Sap Lake, for at least, well, it must be 14 years because it was just before Indy was born. Incidentally, for anyone wondering, today's bike is a Honda Click 125. It's a nice little bike, a bit beaten up. Let's get this where we're going to go. So, we're driving out of town, out of Siem Reap. Hopefully this is the right way. It might well not be. You never know. You never know. And you ask people, and they all point different directions, which is crazy. Okay, it seems like every road out of town takes you to the same place. Yeah, gonna let you enjoy the ride for a little bit and look at what's around. I believe that area is the first place I've stayed. It was kind of the centre of town when I first came. There was a nightclub there and one bar, and now the town has just grown out, or city I should say, it's grown out of all proportion to what it originally was. Absolutely massive, and now it is the second city of Cambodia. As you can see, the traffic in Cambodia, it's just like mad, the way it just kind of all filtrates through each other at junctions. Nothing seems to crash though, which is nice. And well, I'll say that, we've just got to hope that you don't. But yeah, traffic just seems to go where it wants, and it seems to work at the moment.
So, driving along these roads is lovely, especially when you have a motorbike. And I think when we was in Pen and Pen, that was one of our problems, not having a motorbike. So, one of my top tips is that when you're travelling, if you're able to drive a motorbike, then do it, because it just makes travel so much easier and it makes getting around easier. So, always do that, I think. But remember, if you're inexperienced and you can't, then don't. Please do not. Honestly, I've seen so many times people crashing due to inexperience and panicking when they're riding.
Like Indy said, you go all over Asia in places and see people that obviously are not used to riding bikes with big bandages on their legs from gravel rash, people with crutches and stuff. They come to a country where the driving is definitely not the best, the roads are not the best, and think they can start riding a motorbike for the first time just like that.
At 50 miles an hour along like little lanes.
Yeah, and the things you've got to look out for, like sand and gravel on the edge of the roads. These things literally can come out of nowhere. So you have to, yeah. So you have to have your wits about you the whole time, you know. And say like even bikes will just stop. I do remember years ago being on a bike, and there was a Cambodian girl on the back, and she just said, "Why do you keep looking in your mirrors?" And I'm going, "Well, that's what they're there for." "Oh, you don't look back, you look where you're going." So actually, you see a lot of the cars in Cambodia, they don't have rear view mirrors, or they've got the back window blocked out. So it is just go where you want, and people behind can worry about what you're not doing, which is why you see cars all over the place. But yeah, hiring bikes relatively simple, or it should be. It would have been in Phnom Penh. Unfortunately, it was the
Chinese New Year.
Yeah, Chinese New Year. So
but as I say, if it is there, utilise it, and in travelling, utilise everything you can get. If you don't have internet on your phone, go to like someone else, use theirs. Just utilise everything. Yeah. Use it.
But don't be too tired. This is not.
Don't be. However, arguing that point, don't rely on it.
Yeah.
Don't rely on anything.
Yeah. If anything, I'd actually say the internet spoils travel somewhat, and actually makes you more like a sheep, because it's telling you all the best places to go. It tells you the way to travel, and obviously the big companies in these cities have got internet, so they'll be telling you that the only way to get places is in their service, which is not actually true. There's loads of ways. Only developing country, there's loads of different ways you can travel around, and buy tickets and whatever. And actually, it's more fun just asking local people, even if you don't speak the same language. Many a time, just by kind of asking, making hand signals. Nice ones, Indy. Yeah, it's really it's amazing what can be achieved and how far you can get just by being nice, having a nice smile, and trying to describe where you want to go. It's not that hard to communicate in a different language, to be honest. Here you can see in the road all the gravel on the sides. You can literally, the tyres are not that great in Cambodia or Thailand. So, if you pull the front brake too hard, which people tend to do when they're panicking, you'll go straight off the bike. And even at 15 miles an hour, it's going to hurt a lot. So here we stopped at a little stall that makes Indy's favourite bubble tea.
Well, there wasn't any bubbles in it, sadly, but I had a strawberry sort of milkshake thing, and it had some, condensed milk. Had some condensed milk, some blended ice to give it a sort of consistency and that thickness. And honestly, it was lovely. And I think there's some evaporated milk in there, or as John would call it, being old, ideal milk.
Ideal milk, yeah, what my mum calls it. And you see, what was funny in this roadside store is that on one side she's selling drinks, and the other side, as you saw, she's selling bottles of petrol just over Indy's shoulder. Yeah. And so you can fill up your petrol again. As Indy forgot, we filled up. Yeah, she said we want to fill up again, and I was like, we'd only done it like 10 minutes before.
Sharp.
It was quite funny. But it was actually a really delicious drink. It was nice. So we've decided to turn off of the main road and go down one of these orange tracks. Now most of the roads were actually like this when I first came to Cambodia over 20 years ago. So it's interesting to see it. I suppose that's what travel's all about for me. It's just turning off of the main road and seeing what you can find. No map, just explore, follow your nose, and you find interesting things. It's good to show Indy what's the other side of the main road, what it's really like in rural Cambodia. It's really nice to see the green fields. Indy calls them
Ricefield Green is the one.
Ricefield Green, and he definitely know, being from around these parts. Ow! What was that for?
What do you think?
Yeah, I suppose a bit of an ongoing joke that you should know about this sort of stuff. Oh, he just hit me again. Nice. Anyway, you can see the lovely water lilies on the side here as well. So we've turned down a little track to go and look at the rural kind of landscape. Sorry for the bumpy cameras, obviously I'm filming while going along and it's pretty bumpy. Just a mud track and getting covered in red dust as we go. There's another rice field green. Is that a professional artist colour? No one can see in this shrug. He's shrugging, telling me he's not interested. But and he's not liking it on the back of the bike because it's quite bumpy along this road. And you get the worst of it on the back. He's complaining of his bum hurting. How's it feel, Indy?
Not good. That's awful. Like, my arse is in immense pain. Please help.
Yeah. So it's really weird. Like, you come along this like dirt track, and in the middle of nowhere, for no apparent reason, there's a cafe or a restaurant just built up. There doesn't seem to be any real kind of rhyme or reason why places are placed there. I mean, there doesn't seem anything around to get customs from, which is just odd. But I mean, in the war, obviously, Bolbart and his men, they blew up all the infrastructure, so it's good to see there's electricity in most areas now. It's quite good to see that there are developments taking place. You might think this road's quite rough. Actually, as long as it's not raining, they're quite decent. See a lot of poverty-stricken kind of places. It's hard to believe that people actually live in these sort of dwellings. I often wonder, have they got the stress? They've got not much money, they don't really have to worry about what brand of chips they're getting from Lidl's or what brand of burgers or anything like that.
Always get the grass-fed ones.
Oh yeah, because he's a millionaire, you know.
What?
He seems to think the money grows on trees. Oh, there's someone shouting us on the way by. There's another rice field green. A rice field green. I might have to ask for that colour when I get home in the artist shop when I do my paintings. I've actually done a painting of a Cambodian field, and it's kind of inspired by these sort of landscapes. I actually think it come out quite well. If you're interested, you can buy it for £3,000. I am only joking, of course, about the painting. I sold one painting in my life, which I'm quite proud of, for £80. So there must be a little bit of talent there somewhere, you'd hope. Anyway, back to the road. Really like the trees, they look so Triffid-like, almost like something out of War of the Worlds. Just don't look real, how they stand, just really like them. And then the slate's got loads and loads of water lilies. I'm going to zoom in so you can see them. It's just quite idyllic, really nice countryside. Now for anyone interested, I really suggest that if you're riding on this kind of tarmac, on this kind of surface, you just kind of let the bike do the work. Don't over throttle. If you don't throttle too fast or pull the brakes too quick, you're off. It's easier just to kind of let the bike find its course. Here again, there's quite a modern building. It's mad. It's just mixed. You've got completely modern buildings that you find anywhere, and then houses made of just wood and tack. It's such extreme to poverty. But it is some sort of factory. I don't know what it is. Oh, that's a bullock. Maybe it's not a bull. Is it a bull? Then he's got a red t-shirt. Or red in his t-shirt. No, he's looking uninterested in us. That's good. Even the dogs seem laid back and friendly in Cambodia. Some places where you drive, especially India, on motorbikes, they really go for you when you go past. I'm going to just let you enjoy riding through this sort of area, looking at the sights. It could be from another century really, with a lot of it. But yeah, it's hard to believe this all still exists in the world. Well, this house looks a bit better appointed, a bit more wealth in this one. It's such a strange mix. It goes from real poverty to kind of a house that's much better built and looking wealthy. As far as a nice car next to a really decrepit kind of restaurant. I suppose it's someone's pride and joy of a business, but I struggle to see how they can make any money at all. Obviously looks a nice, better off place in the middle of nowhere again. I suppose with the people that own the land. Such a strange mix of buildings, like this old farm buildings like this. Whatever is it? It's like a place for a garage or something like that, but there's nothing in it. There's little fenced off areas that have got absolutely nothing at all there. And then you come to what looks much more, not much more than a wooden shed, and there's people living in it. Again, a nice house there on the left, a couple of nice houses around, just in the middle of nowhere. And finally, looks like we're coming to a road. It'd be nice to get back on the old tarmac again. Let's look at this vehicle coming down here. Some sort of tractor. Imagine going to school on that in the mornings. See all manner of weird vehicles around. Right, it looks like we're coming to the end of the track. There's this road in front. Could be. We're going to be back on tarmac. Oh, look, it's one of them strange tractor things. Oh yeah, we are back to tarmac. How good. Well, that's a bit easy on this bump. Get out all the bumps and go a bit faster. Still quite a slippery surface though, so you have to be a bit careful. Over there on the left, it looks like some disused kind of temples. And temples everywhere over there, as well as in Thailand. A lot of small, very low quality housing. I don't know what I feel about it. Sometimes it kind of upsets me, but then other times it seems rather nice. Now, which way to go? Left or right? Well, follow the road, see where it goes. That's our motto. We'll get somewhere.
He said stop. Why should we stop?
Oh, up here I think we're going to make just a quick turn off to have a look in one of these little villages at the side. I think we'll find it interesting. Oh, that guy doesn't look too friendly. Perhaps we shouldn't be in here, but carry on anyway. Most of Cambodia has felt really safe this time, but this just was that thought. Pen and pen, obviously we're told not to be very careful of pickpockets at night, so they weren't very safe, but the rest of Cambodia seems to be nice and safe. I don't want to feel too much like we're just kind of going and picturing people's lives and people's misery. Definitely not the reason why we're looking. So it's really interesting for us to see. So on the left, these houses look a bit more kind of salubrious and well looked after. But next to them is a real shanty town of mismatched lodges and buildings. And look at that one. People actually live in that, can you believe?
Photo get shot.
They're all on stilts, obviously, because they're near this Tonle Sap Lake, which in the rainy season floods. So obviously they're on stilts to try and stop them, to protect them a little bit. No, it doesn't look too bad.
This village because they're Tonle Sap Lake. So Tonle they mean lake, so lake they mean fresh water. Yeah, the big lake Cambodia, the biggest Southeast Asia.
Yeah, and you live here all your life?
The people that living here they are fishermen.
Yeah.
Now they have a police control. No more people fishing.
Oh really?
Sure, because we like very small.
Oh, the fish is running out?
Sure, because the people live in a lake and around here, there's people that can go to fishing, but they go that there's a police that take that. So
hard to make money, yeah?
So the people they carry the fish to make the money in the fish market over there. I can do before like 150 kilogram and 120 and 140 kilogram the big bucket.
Yeah.
So two people they make the food. There's a long, so they put in for the hand, give to the bus. So like 10 years ago. So now and I can work more because no fish.
So hard to make money.
So it's my job.
Yeah.
4 years ago, like no COVID, I drive a boat.
Oh, yeah.
So now chain company. So and I can go that too. But I drive a boat 1 month, just $15.
Maybe before you take me to go with my sister, we went out into the lake.
You can do.
Long time ago. Yeah.
I think you can by the picture for camera. There's no to there come in the ground.
Alright, that's fine.
Just better. Yeah. We take a picture, no problem. Enjoy my first time to see you, but your third time you come.
Yeah.
So I mean, thank you so much that you come in here.
It's interesting, you know,
Yeah.
because we
There's
can.
people living here that's very poor because normally I speak English is my job, you know, because I love tourism.
Yeah.
So he helped me, he support me.
Yeah.
Because normally by speaking English I learned from the friend. Cambodian he texts me. I'm not speaking English before.
No.
Because I heard by Cambodian first, but I know about English. Yeah, it's my home.
It's your home?
Yeah.
Right.
You can go inside.
Should we take off the shoes or?
It's okay. Careful.
Oh, low, yeah?
Yeah. This is my
Oh, this
son.
your son?
Yeah.
Oh.
He study in the morning.
Yeah.
Cambodian rising.
Oh, so he goes to the school?
In the morning, start about like 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
It's come back in 11.
Oh.
He study in 12 afternoon.
Yeah.
And start about evening. 5.
You can actually see the full time we spent in the village on another video, another vlog, which will have coming out soon. Because it's actually really interesting looking around the village and finding out how much of a struggle their lives are there. Seems the government are stopping them fishing, stopping them taking people out on the lake in boats, and it's all licensed boats which belong to the government and obviously government officials. So it's not local people that get the money as usual. It's some big wigs from the government that, as usual, get all the money. See this all over the world actually, that local people don't get the money. It gets siphoned off one way or the other. So here what we've decided to do is try and avoid the government boats that wanted $32 to take you out on the lake. And we've wandered down the estuary into the little village that was a fishing village. Try and find myself a little dugout canoe that we can go on, and so help the local people. But again, as you see, this area is really kind of poverty stricken. But the people seem happy. I have to say, the people were smiling and talking to us and stuff like that. But just seeing how they live, it's almost hard for them to imagine. Do they actually see what you can get at other places? It's almost like this place hasn't changed. I mean, I was here 25 years ago and it's not any different at all from then. So it's not progressed in any shape or form, I wouldn't have thought. But, you know, it's still got a school. The kids still get to go to school. People are eating. People are surviving. Managing happiness is really hard. Are they happy? I don't know. The kids look cheerful. Out playing. They don't seem to have all the worries and concerns of kids back in England. Indy commented that kids do seem like kids here. You know, like we would have played out in the streets when we were young, but kids don't seem to do that anymore. I suppose it's just too busy where we live in Portsmouth. But this has got to be a nicer lifestyle than sit in front of an Xbox. You'd have thought. As I say, lots of questions. I suppose it would be wrong just to assume that they are happy. But then if you look at the quality of life and the basic requirements of it, they've got shelter, they've got food, they're safe. Yeah, probably safer than walking around the city where we live. Who knows? Lots of questions, as I say. Now, you may have noticed on this video that we're doing a voiceover for a lot of it. And that's unfortunately because the mics turn themselves off at some point. And I actually thought it was like too interesting a video for you to not see. Just this kind of place to actually see it exists in the world. Okay, but this is all over Cambodia. It's not just like one little place. Okay, there's probably more people living like this than living in the cities. You've seen the videos of Pen with big buildings and stuff like that. But most people do live in really basic accommodation. You know, sometimes when you're thinking you've got money to waste, and you just buy something for the sake of it, perhaps don't. Perhaps support a charity, you know, perhaps give some money that helps people, because they do need it. They really do need it. I wouldn't want this place to change completely, and change their lifestyles completely, but some support has got to be a good thing. One thing that's a shame is that you can't actually hear all the little kids saying hello as you go past. Quite nice. I don't know if it's because of COVID that they've not seen many tourists, and so they're just kind of excited to say hello, but there's no one really begging, which is quite nice, because quite quickly kids learn to beg, and instead of saying hello it'd be like $1, but here that's not happening. Anyway, we're quite hopeful that down here we can get a ride on a boat, because there's a few little ones about and we're well away from the police post now, so we're going to see what we can do. I think these little long-tail boats are really fun to go out in, but also we don't want to pay like what was it, $28 to go out into the lake, which is crazy. We seem to at this point manage to attract the attention of this guy, and he came over to see what we wanted. At first he seemed to be quite excited by the idea of earning himself $10 to take us out into the lake, and he kind of invited us on board, as you can see, which weren't as easy as all that to get in. It's really unsteady, pretty much like getting onto a paddle board in the middle of a wall. And you see, Indy's lost his boat skills that he once had when we used to go sailing, trying to stand on the edge of the boat. Good job he's not fatter, because he would tipped it over at this point. Anyway, needless to say, unfortunately, the guy got shouted at by other people not to do it, and he changed his mind and he was just too worried about the fact of he kept putting his wrists together as though to say, "Oh look, we're gonna all get locked up." So they are quite strict on the fishermen actually taking people in their boats, which I don't see why it should be allowed. I mean, they could just be doing it for free for a friend, couldn't they, really? But that's how it is. We were wondering if at this point if it was possible to walk right down to the lake's edge. Not sure. I mean, I think we didn't actually, although I've been there before, didn't realise the scale of it, and it was a nice walk. The kids were so friendly to Indy. And it was nice. They all wanted to be friendly with him, and it's nice to see kids, as I said, kids being kids, rather than 14-year-olds like where we come from, just being more or less adults and grown up. Walking along here, we thought, oh, it could be the lake just at the top of it, but Indy got a bit nervous because he started talking about snakes, and because once we got on a subject, he started getting more and more paranoid. So we ended up turning back at this point and giving it up. As you can see, he's there, pleased, because I was actually winding him up, and he's going, "I'll just stop, Dad. It's not good." It's funny, at this time of day it seems to get hotter than anything and more humid. And I said earlier, what you can't hear on this voiceover is all the sounds of all the insects. Sound really tropical, really, really, really like somewhere extreme, exotic. It's quite incredible, really. Here, Indy was showing you a snail, which he reckoned was a small one for Asia, and he said he's seen them like 3 times the size, but even that was like huge compared to what we get in Britain. Oh, it looks like the boys are giving up fishing. So as the sun was really going down, we got a bit desperate because we thought, well, we don't want to miss going out on the lake. So we did end up going all the way back to the start, and we got onto a boat. It was a bit of a trek back up there, but lovely walk, very, very interesting. And as I say, we did end up back at the start, getting onto a tourist boat, or the government boats, which is pretty annoying because obviously the guy driving it gets a really low wage and the profit goes somewhere else as usual. Is Indy sitting on the boat? As we go out into the middle of the Tonle Sap Lake. This lake is 150 miles long, believe it or not. It's not small at all. And it's definitely the biggest lake in Southeast Asia. And I think it's probably the second biggest lake in the world. Just completely amazing to think that people live out in the middle of this lake, actually on floating houses. And they're just kind of like sitting there in their hammocks as you go past. And yeah, just living their life. Living their life in the best way they know how. Cambodia is amazing. So Tonle Sap Lake. Tonle Sap, biggest lake in Asia. What do you think, Indy? So Indy, what do you think of the Tonle Sap Lake?
It's pretty big. No, it's pretty massive, and it's pretty spectacular, I must say. 150 kilometres long. Honestly, it is. I've got no words for it. It's like indescribable. Well, what do you think, John?
I think it's absolutely amazing, and I think it's a good place to end our video. It's taken us to some weird and kind of unexpected locations along the way, but what a great day indeed.
Yeah, so remember to like, subscribe, share, all that business. Tell your nan, tell your granddad, they won't care, but they'll listen. Get them to subscribe. Have a good day.